What does it take to recover our faith and connection with God? We can see this mandala as being the fullness of our life, right? Intricate, a little complicated, beautiful, but flowing in a gorgeous pattern. However, there's times in our life where we are in a compressed state in our energy field. And I specifically want to talk about that this can result from having been a victim, having had some kind of tragedy in life, but this can also result from being the oppressor. This can also result from being the person that made a call, and in truth, a hard call, but had the strength and fortitude to carry out that call. And you know what? We are human. And sometimes you affect people in a way that you think you're doing the right thing and it's not the right thing, right? But in every moment, right? Every moment is perfect in God's eyes. That's what I believe. Here's the question. Having had the experience of, let's say you're a victim, let's say a victim of sexual abuse, how do you recover the feeling of that divine connection again? How do you lift this off of you? Let's say that you were the oppressor and you realized you made a decision that caused tragedy, and at the time you were doing the best you can, or maybe it was a case of intent. Either way, how do you recover? Well, I want to show you something. Now, this image is from my Inspired Energy seminar. If this discussion resonates with you, I recommend that you go check that out. It's a 2-hour seminar, and it's got a lot of really great information about how these energies work for us as individuals. In what I just discussed, here's the oppressor side, here's the victim side. The victim is operating from fear. The oppressor will usually outwardly express some kind of anger that's going to come through. But here is the secret. When one is looking back on one's life and seeing where they've been, oh, I was this person. What's important to understand is the balance in life. When one feels big and strong like this, it strengthens a person who, in reality, if one looks much deeper, feels like this inside. Please understand that everything is imperfection. There was a reason why this part needed to be protected. And like it or not, sometimes there's an acting out that comes from that. Underneath, there is great fear and pain. Being this strong covers that up, makes us feel like we're not vulnerable. Because if we took off this layer of ourselves, this personality aspect that says, I know what to do, it's got to be this way. If that weren't there, we would feel the pain. And the reason that we can't feel the pain, allow ourselves to feel the pain, is because it feels like feeling that pain could destroy the person who might feel that. It's critical not to feel that pain when one feels vulnerable and does not understand how to handle that. The mind doesn't have a solution, so it puts us in this type of energy and makes us feel strong. I want to show you the way out of this conundrum. I want to show you in just a few minutes here the key to moving from feeling awful like this in the energy field to recovering the you that is you. Okay, in truth, this is who we are. We're a beautiful soul shining inside the human energy field. I use this circle to represent that. Our physical body is inside, right here. But I'm not showing that because I want to focus on the energy. The physical body is standing tall in here. Here's the light of the soul shining through. When we have one of the events that I just discussed, where we feel like, how can I ever recover from this? How can I ever cause this to leave my energy field? And I understand this from both sides. And why do I understand it from both sides? I remember many of my past lifetimes. And I remember past lifetimes on both sides. And I have experienced this as well to a lesser extent in this lifetime. I have met both sides. So at any rate, how do you get this out of your field? Here is the key. There's clearing of negative energy. There's disconnecting cords. There's setting intentions, and so on and so on. But what I would say the biggest thing is asking. Asking God, asking the divine, asking your guardian angels, asking your higher self, asking Jesus, Mary, whatever key spiritual beings are in your belief system of the highest light. That's the key there. Asking for help. That's the first thing. The second is understanding that no matter what you've done or what you've experienced, the connection you have with God, the light connection, no matter how small it seems at the time, is still there, living within you. That's number 2. The number 3 is understanding that you are worthy of reigniting that, and that God accepts you back in relationship. That's what am I on here? I think I might be on 3 and 4. God accepts you back. Your soul longs for a relationship with you and does not judge you for your actions. That's the biggest thing. The judgment comes from us as humans. The soul does not judge us for our human experience. God accepts us back when we make the choice to return to a loving, living connection with the Creator. And now I'm on number 5. The way that this energy that we recover, or that connection, wow, did you see that flash? That was cool. We start to allow that light to expand back within us. And there's a certain aspect here where after you've cleared all the energy you can, you've done all your regular processes, there's an aspect where what rights us again, what causes us to recover, is our own self. And the choice in all those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know if there were 6 things. I guess the 6th thing would be the willingness to bring the light of the divine back in to your body and energy field and consciously let it flow. This is a process that requires one to be gentle with oneself, because there can be a lot of pain as you move through acknowledging whatever the situation was. But at some point, this is what happened for me. At some point, I had to give up the pain. And I specifically, I laugh at myself here, but I was remembering I was processing a lifetime where I made key decisions. I was in a position of importance and a powerful position. Okay, this was in more than one lifetime. Actually, I had 2 key lifetimes, maybe 3 where this happened. Okay, but I was focused on one of them. And in this lifetime, I made key decisions that affected a population. And I was feeling the pain and feeling the pain and feeling the pain of that. And suddenly Archangel Michael, who had called on many times and had learned to work with at that point, showed up by my side. And I was feeling the pain so bad in my body, and he said to me, "Stop it. Stop. You've done enough. You've repented enough. You've felt the pain." He said, "But if you keep this up, you will hurt yourself. This will affect your body in a negative way." And he told me to stop. And so I was done. Okay. So I'm not saying not to process what you feel you need to process, but at some point we have to understand that we've done enough and we are worthy of returning to that connection with God. And truly that happens the moment we ask to return into loving connection with the divine. And when we do that, that's when a moment comes that we fully recover that relationship with the light that we truly are. And it took time, of allowing the light to flow, allowing the light to flow, allowing the light to flow in my life, okay, from both sides. You think, the pain of this, right? But one day we make a decision that we've suffered enough. We've suffered enough over this, having done something or having had it happen, And there's always a balance. I guess that would be number 7. I'll say this, 7 things. The 7th is to look for the balance. Because if you feel like you were the bad guy, I want you to see how you were the good guy. I want you to take it to the highest level that you can and see how your actions were of benefit in the long run. And it's my experience that there is always a way where that becomes true. And now this is a tough one for people. If you were the victim, see how the oppressor had a divine mission at higher levels of soul to assist you in coming closer to God in a way that changed your life for the better, or has the opportunity to change your life for the better. Now, I'm not minimizing anything that may have happened to you. I've been through this process myself. I'm speaking from experience. That something that someone did that appeared awful could have been the thing that made my life, in the end, amazing. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, I suggest and I invite you to ruminate on that possibility for yourself, if you have that in your life, because that was the case for me. The person who takes the role of the bad guy is playing an extremely difficult role in our lives. Sometimes that role wakes us up and invites us to reignite a new connection at a new level with God, with our soul, with the Creator, with the divine. And can you imagine the incredible love of a being that volunteers at a soul level to come in and be your bad guy? Imagine the level of love. I will come in and do these things because it will cause you to wake up. And you want me to come in and do these things because you know that this will give you the opportunity to wake up as a human being. And this is why I have no judgment. And this is why people can come to me from across the spectrum and sit with me in a 0-point field of unconditional love, or sit across from me as I, asking the support of the divine, generate that field. And this causes dramatic and incredible changes for a person in their life when they open up to the knowledge that God loves them unconditionally. And this doesn't come from anyone else. It has to come from inside. Someone can be an example, but we can't get this from anyone else. In the end, it has to come from within. And did I learn from many people along the way? Yes, I learned from many people. And then when I was able to finally receive and allow myself to have that divine connection, I started to learn from the spiritual beings. I started to learn from my spiritual guidance. And there is a treasure chest of amazing joy, transformation, information that is yours, available to you when you go through these challenges. You will get there. You can do it. Miracles can occur for you in your life. And I wish you well.